top, play the hop, the place play the bass, and they sound and sharp, the bass play the brass, the chop play the top, the flute is the duke of soul. The way he can play the lings on the strings, the top rocking up the blackfish, he sings the smelt and the sprat, they know where it's at, they know that blood is flow.
Good morning, ng-conf 2024. Hello.
Welcome to day 2.
Woo.
Anybody have fun on day 1?
Anybody have fun on day 1 night? Yeah, I got some yes. I know. I feel you on that. It's okay. You can be sleepy. That's okay. We got a couple of reminders before we kick off the amazing community keynote that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. So, announcements. What do we got?
Announcements. Code of conduct. Want to remind everyone that we want you to feel safe. We want the people sitting around you to be safe. Everybody to feel comfortable being here. So if you see something, say something. I don't work for TSA, but the same thing applies. If you see somebody who may feel uncomfortable,
you could
talk
work
to somebody.
For TSA. You could totally work for TSA.
I could, but I don't think my skill set transfers.
But any of the staff in blue shirts or
the email address up on the screen right now.
Absolutely.
Or you can talk to either of us too. We will be happy to help you.
But besides the negative things, let's just keep it positive and make our friends and our Angular family feel safe. So let's have a good day. Another announcement. I think there was one more.
We've got an empty seat.
Oh, right.
Actually, 2 of them.
We've got 2 empty throne seats. Can you give
I have a list of names.
So I need a whoop. Oh, that was so beautiful. If your name is called by this lovely man.
Yes, and if it's mispronounced, then blame me, that's fine. You can beat me in the parking lot later. Robert Jorgensen, are you here? I need a woo or a hand.
All right,
or both.
Keep it moving.
No.
Keep it moving.
Rogelio Flores?
Oh, yeah, he said it's Rogelio.
Rogelio, my bad, thank you. Emily Sparks? Hand or woo?
Oh, we got a woo? Like you're here? Woo!
Come on up.
Do you have a +1 for the other throne, or do we need to keep reading? Awesome. Give it a round of applause for Emily and +1. We will be giving them away after lunch as well.
Up through lunch.
After lunch. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're online or whether you're in person. We treasure you, and we are so grateful that you're here for this ng-conf. But yeah, I think we're ready to kick it off.
We'll let them take their seats. This way they don't miss anything by traveling.
Way to put the pressure on.
I'm just trying to be considerate, that's all.
There's actually quite a few new people who have never experienced the community keynote before. And Joe, was this your idea, your brain baby? It was Joe's brain baby, and I was blown away by the first one that I saw. But essentially, it's a keynote by influential community members or teams in the community.
Or the technologies that community uses quite a bit.
And so it's kind of rapid fire. You'll see multiple teams up here.
Yep. We'll be hearing from 6 different communities and looking to learn more about what they're doing and how they're contributing to our Angular community.
Yes. All right. Well, without further ado, we're going to have NX come up. And do you know who's joining us for NX?
Yes, we have Jeff and Katarina coming up.
Put your hands together, everybody. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Press the space bar.
It is by will alone I build my monorepo. It is by the power of ng, my code acquires speed, my tests reduce the flakes, my deployments happen quickly. It is by will alone I build my monorepo.
And this is why we will tell you why speed matters. Speed matters because you have faster feedback loops between your teams. Speed matters because you get reduced time to market, which increases your cost and your competitive edge. And speed matters because you get decreased developer productivity. No more waiting for your tests and builds to finish.
So what have we been doing in NX in the past year? We've always made NX fast, but in the past year, we've done some pretty interesting things to really push the state of the art forward. And you can see how seriously Katarina and I take it. One of the big things we've done is rewriting parts of NX in Rust, particularly the parts that are pretty compute intensive or happen frequently, or even backups when other native tools aren't available. So for file hashing, which we previously would use Git for with JavaScript as a fallback, we now have Rust as the fallback. So even if you don't have Git installed natively, it's very fast to hash files for caching. If you don't have our daemon available that's keeping your graphs updated, we now have that part, the computation of graphs written in Rust. So even in CI environments or places where the daemon isn't running and keeping the graphs up to date, you now have that. But the good thing is it's all still node first, except for the performance critical parts written in Rust. So it's still easy to contribute to NX, easy to make your own plugins. We've just made the parts that are most performance critical faster.
And we have NX Replay. NX Replay is our cache, but made better. Our cache is because that you never have to run the same code twice. You can use your cache to rerun your tasks that have the same results. That means that you can speed up your CI pipelines for your modified PRs. Our cache caches your artifacts of the code that you have already run, and you can reuse that. What's amazing is that if you also use NX agents, you can use it with NX Replay, which is our cache, and you can speed up your development even locally by reusing artifacts from the cloud.
But what is NX agents?
I'm sure you're going to talk about it.
NX agents is CI that understands your code because we built it with NX first. So it can be difficult to distribute work across many machines. Many pipelines are static. You say, do this, and then start up these machines and do this. NX is smarter than that. We know how your workspace works together. We know what depends on what. We know how long things take. We look at every PR on its own to see what's actually being built. And then we distribute your work across our agents in the most optimal way, which the biggest result is things are faster. But a nice side effect is you save a lot on your compute because of how much more efficiently we can build while also making CI faster.
And now we come to my favorite so far, my personal favorite new feature, the atomizer. You know how when you have a very big E2E test suite with lots of test files,
yes,
it takes forever to run?
Yes.
So what we do with the atomizer is we split up the suite by test file. So if you have a Cypress or a Playwright test suite, we split it by file so that you can run each individual file in parallel and get caching for each individual test file. This, of course, enhances everything with our caching and distribution. And what's more, now we have NX-Add, so you can use NX-Add Cypress or NX-Add Playwright to set this up very easily.
Katarina.
Jeff.
Have you ever had your CI run and your tests run and everything's looking good, but then one test fails?
Of course.
And then you run it again and the test passes?
Yes.
We call this flaky tests.
No.
NX now in NX Cloud can look at your runs and know which tests are flaky and just rerun those tests instead of you having to start your process over or even run the whole suite again so that you can be happy.
Thank you. And now, some extras that tie very well in with all the updates that we have so far, together with other speed improvements. We have enhanced support for module federation, which means that you can use NX to set up module federation for your Angular apps.
Thank you, Column.
Thank you, Column. NX will help you break up your Angular app into smaller vertical splices. That means that you can use NX's task orchestration and everything that NX offers that we have mentioned so far for each one of your individual slices, which means that everything will be faster. We also offer first-class Playwright support, which means that you can use even now Playwright to split up your E2E tests with the atomizer.
So why does all this matter, Katerina?
Why?
Because it's good to be fast. Does anyone here think it's good to be slow? No.
It's wrong.
It's good to be fast.
Yeah.
So thank you. If you want to see this in written form, please go to our blog at go.nx.dev/fast24. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. It was absolutely just, their humor, it gets me.
I feel like they put us to shame.
Why?
See how coordinated they were?
I know,
Like,
their outfits.
we don't match.
Well, it's because you refuse to give in to the trash panda.
But I'm a trash, that's my spirit animal.
Oh, okay.
If that helps.
All right, I got a joke for the transition. Are you ready?
I am ready.
A guy walks into the bar and loses a limbo contest. Get it? He walked into the bar and, okay, that was.
Everybody ready to move on now?
Thanks. All right, for our next community member, who do we have up?
We are bringing up, for the NGRX community, Alex.
All right, give a warm welcome.
All right. Hello. How do you follow up that presentation that was full of excitement and energy? I don't know. I'll try to. All right. Hey, my name is Alex Okrushko. I'm a core team member of NGRX, and I'm going to talk about NGRX today and show what we've been doing for the last year. So Angular did a thing where they kind of changed their logo. So, no, it's exciting. It's nice. It's nice and beautiful. So we had to follow and also update our logo. So we went from this to this. This is now a new logo. Hey! And it was a lovely contribution from our community, actually. One of the community member Robin Goyles, he suggested the logo and we iterated over it. So that was nice. But if some of you are wondering, like, what is this NGRX thing? Well, NGRX is a collection of libraries to build reactive Angular applications. And Angular is introducing its own reactive primitives, and we're working very close with the Angular team to also enhance it even further. So I'm going to talk about this in a second. But first, let me introduce the team. We have a team of 4 core team members. Brendan is here. Marco, you've seen him yesterday as well. Tim and myself. We also have quite important people who played an incredible role in the NGRX history, starting from Rob, who actually created the project originally, Mike, you can see Mike here as well, and the rest of the folks who helped shape NGRX, and without their help, it wouldn't be where it is today. So, NGRX has been growing. In fact, according to the npm downloads, NGRX, the global store right now, is used in 1 in every 5th Angular application, which is quite a big number. It used to be 1 in 6, now it's 1 in 5.5. 5.5 was kind of odd on the slide, so I just rounded up. All right, so how are we doing in 2024? Store, the global store, doing over 600K a week downloads. Component store caught up pretty big again. It's now second most popular state management library with 180K. And we have a new kid on the block, NGRX Signals, that is just going crazy right now. It's over 22,000 already, and is growing exponentially. And we're very excited about this library. So let me talk about what we had. And again, we're trying to be parity-wise with versions with Angular. In fact, when Angular released v17 and Jirax v17 was released within a week as well. So we tried to keep up. And v17 introduced a lot of cool new things. It introduced the ng-conf signals package, which is in the developer preview, but we are pretty happy where it stands. There will be some tweaks for 18, and we're hoping for 18 to graduate it from the developer preview. Also, we introduced ng-conf operators. This is some of the more popular operators that now could be used across different ng-conf libraries. And we've done some perf improvements for dev tools. I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the things that's part of the ng-conf signals, which is a signal state. And we heard a lot about signals lately. This takes signals on a whole new level in a way that it works fantastically with any objects that are nested objects. So, for example, if you have a nested object that has like user as admin, user state creates a signal out of that. Not a big deal, right? Everybody has that. But what's cool that every nested property is also a signal of itself. So you don't have to do anything, it just comes to you automatically. And it also comes, it is created lazily, and if you once create it, once you access it, it's the same instance that's reused all over. So for example, you can have, user state.user, it'll give you the user signal, it'll give you the dip signal. And then if you go all the way, for example, to the first name, it'll give you finally the signal of string. Again, this is, if you're working with nested objects, that's what you want to do. All right, quick one, signal store. Marco did a lot of it, so I won't go into details. But for me, that's one of the most exciting things that actually happen. Extensibility of the thing is through the roof. One thing that was mentioned yesterday, for example, is our Rex method. If you work with the facts and you want to handle your race conditions, this is the thing to do. This is our integration with the RxJS. We try to have as little as RxJS in your code, yet where we feel RxJS is really shining is handling async logic and race conditions. So this is the best thing you can do. So you do the RxJS, you do the pipe. Inside you would tap whatever, do some patch stating, so you're basically updating the state, and then you'll use one of those flattening operators, like in this case, switch map. This is, again, one of the best integration for a reactive RxJS. Again, perf improvements for dev tools. I'm gonna skip this. Connect and zone. We made improvements, so if you don't want to, it's by default, actually, we made improvements. I'm running out of time, so I'll just do very quickly. What's coming soon is we're planning to do a community plugins page for all contributions for the Signal Store custom features. Those custom features, we already see a lot of community members creating those. Those are amazing, and we want to share them on the page where anybody can access them and see what other people are doing. One other thing, again, we won't be there also without a big community of contributors. This is our top contributors for the last year, and here's more. So thank you all to all of them. Yeah, big thanks to all of them. Few last things. Again, we updated logos, and we have new stickers. You can get all the stickers at the Polaris booth right there behind you. So if you want them, they're really shiny, really cool. Again, thank you for the team, thank you for community, thank you for our sponsors. And one other quick update is ng-conf also doing a monthly workshops now in different time zones, US friendly and Europe friendly every other month. So if you do want to get through this, learn from ng-conf team directly. Go there, ping us. And quickly, for this conference, we have a discount code, ng-conf. So if you use this, you'll get some, I think, 10% discount. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I love our community. So many
Right.
amazing things going on.
I'm going to let you do one. You get a chance to make them chuckle more than they chuckled before for my joke.
Okay. I love this one. This one was one that was told to me by my kids a long while ago. Thank you. Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees?
Why?
Because they're really good at it.
Oh, come on. Mine was funny, too. Oh.
It was.
All right. All right.
We're going to move on within our community.
Who's next?
From NativeScript, we have Eduardo. Give it up for Eduardo.
Hey everyone, I'm very excited to be here to give you a NativeScript community update. So what is NativeScript again? NativeScript is a way that you can write, so your normal platform APIs, you can write them directly in the TypeScript that we all love. So NativeScript is fundamentally strongly typed to TypeScript. When you build your project, we generate all of those TypeScript types for you for whatever platform you're working at, like Android or iOS, and you can just use them directly. We also followed an open governance model, the same as most projects of the OpenJS Foundation. The TSC, the Technical Steering Committee, meets once a month to discuss critical issues and also the future of the framework. Oop. That's not right. And the releases are then planned based on those meetings. The roadmap is available on nativescript.org, where you can see here. It's always in constant change as we reevaluate what's the needs of the community and where everything is going, like with Angular and other frameworks that we support. Our TSC is a multicultural group from all over the world. Recently, we elected Jamie Birch, which is our current chair on a democratic election on the TSC. And we have people from France, Hungary, Ireland, Greece, Brazil, me, Bulgaria, Pakistan, Indonesia, and lots of others here, also here in the States. And the question is, what has we been doing to keep up with Angular? Well, for starters, Angular 17 was supported the day of release. And that's true for most of the Angular releases. We usually support all Angular releases on the day or in the week that they are out. And this also means you can use a lot of all the improvements that the Angular team does, you can also use inside NativeScript. And yeah, what makes NativeScript such a good combo with Angular? You get natural Angular development. So you can see you can use your directives, you can use pretty much whatever is available on Angular. You can use standalone components, you can use signals now, you can use whatever the Angular team provides, we give it to you, and it runs directly on your device. And we're also available through industry leader stackblades. Exactly. So you can use NativeScript Preview to directly from your browser through stackblades, scan a QR code, and then you can run that code from your device, and it's going to hot reload directly from stackblades. So in this little example, we use iOS API to import or to read text from an image. And this allows developers to create great applications using only their JavaScript skills. And a bit more on the roadmap. One thing that we're excited about is WinterCG alignment. So WinterCG is doing a great job standardizing APIs for other runtimes other than the web. So standardizing, for example, APIs like setTimeout and a few others. And we're excited to be incentivizing that and be a part of that to try to make other runtimes than the web just standard. we are also trying to become JavaScript engine agnostic. We have a few experiments already going with Hermes and Quick.js, so right now we are currently based on V8, but we are planning to expand that. And we are also aiming for do CSS styling of SwiftUI components. And also broadening our runtimes to be able to run on Windows, Linux, and tvOS, and other like platforms that there are. So I'd like to thank you all. You can harness the power of NativeScript right now. And cheers for a wonderful Angular community that has been with us from the beginning. Thank you. Thank you.
Crushed it. Good job, man. So, do you all know Jessica? Jessica from the Angular team? She's been a part of a few things so
She interrupted the keynote yesterday.
She came over to me and Mike and was like...
About my elephant joke.
She said, man, I bet people who didn't get your joke feel like a real Dumbo.
And
Jeff Cross just said that was way funnier than the actual joke, so.
thanks, Jeff. She also said that I didn't get the full joke out. It must have been truncated. So, yeah.
All right.
She's funnier, and that's fine.
Moving right along, we have a project that I'm super excited about.
Yes.
Called Analog, and we have the amazing Brandon Roberts here to talk to us about it. So let's give him a warm welcome.
Make some noise for Brandon.
Cool. Community keynote. I appreciate it. No, thank you. Thanks to ng-conf for having me here to talk about community keynote for Analog. We'll go through the user intro here. Brandon T. Roberts, you can follow me on Twitter. I have fun on Twitter, so if you see me tweeting out random stuff, just roll with it. I'm just telling you, we have a good time. Creator of Analog.js, also maintained on the NGRX project. I promise I only have a couple more titles, so I'm Angular GDE, so I've been in the community for a while, which I really appreciate, and an NX champion. So just means I've been around, been able to do some stuff there. It was announced at the opening keynote also, but we've been talking about Analog for a while, just launched the 1.0 last week, so super happy about that. The reception has been amazing. I don't know about you all, but this was my reaction. I guess it's not my reaction when the the release went out, and because it was a long journey, or the journey's still going, but definitely excited to get that out the door and keep moving forward and keep pushing Angular forward. So, just to talk about some of the features that shipped with the 1.0. File system-based routing, if you're familiar with other meta frameworks there. Server-side rendering by default, so you get that server-side integration there. If you use it for static site generation, you want to build a blog or marketing sites, that's all built in there also. API routes, you want to connect to a database, all that's built in, so you can use less data on or use less code on your client, and also server-side data fetching to where you can load data on the server, have that pushed to the client, and use that directly in your route components. And all that was available. All that was contributed by myself and other people on the team. So I did want to highlight some of the team members on the Analog team that have helped build it to where it is today. Robin, who some of you may know, has started Spartan UI. Marco, who's a team member on NGRX also. And Luis, who has done a lot of great work on contributing to the project also. So I definitely want to highlight them. Also had some wonderful collaborators on the community. Chow Tran, Joshua Maroney, and Andres, who is part of Hero Devs, but they have helped. You may have seen me and Chow going back and forth. We go back and forth on Discord, go back and forth on Twitter. We throw around crazy ideas. We're just like nerd sniping each other back and forth. So it works. And Andres, who has contributed a lot to the analog docs, and especially with the translations to Spanish, and helping make that more accessible to other people. So I do want to talk about more community things. Analog is definitely growing. We're up to 8K downloads a month just from other people using the project, building things with it, integrating some of the tooling into their applications. This is a small snapshot of some of the contributors there. We're up to 80 plus contributors on the project now, which I'm really, really proud of. We've also passed 2,000 stars on GitHub. And we also made it into the first GitHub Accelerator cohort, which we got to see how we can build Analog and continue to make it into a thriving open source project. You can also join the Discord community, and you can go to our website for that. And you can follow Analog.js on Twitter. So there's a bit of an ecosystem building around Analog also. As I mentioned before, Spartan UI, you can check that out at spartan.ng, which was built by Robin also. He kind of spun this off from Analog in the beginning, so I'm glad to see this project kind of take off and build a headless UI library for Angular. And there's also another project that recently got announced by Adi, who is also a GDE, which is the Mantis stack, which is a collection of tools that is built on Angular and Analog, so definitely excited to see that move forward. So you can check that out, those two websites there. And that's all I have. Thank you. I'll see you.
Very nice, very nice.
Crushed it.
Still more great things coming out of our community.
2 more?
We do have 2 more communities to hear from today as part of our community keynote. You good? I thought you were saying something.
Hey, Mike.
What's up?
What did one tide pool say to the other tide pool?
Splish splash?
Show me your muscles. Thank you. Rude.
That was almost the full hook to pull you off the stage. Just saying.
Shepherd hook, yeah. All right. Our next community is OpenJS. Do you know who's talking for
I do,
OpenJS?
and this is OpenJS's first time on the ng-conf stage. So please give a nice, warm welcome to the Executive Director of the OpenJS Foundation, Robin Ginn.
Hey, thanks everyone. Hi Angular friends and family. I'm Robin Ginn, and today I'm going to talk about peace, love, and JavaScript. Okay. There we go. So, I've had the best jobs ever in my career. I've got to spend 16 years with open source community contributors and folks in the standards community. In the last 4.5 years, I've been leading the OpenJS Foundation, which, if you don't know, was the merger of the Node Foundation with the JS, the JavaScript Foundation. So they merged, and I came on board to lead that. Now, this is my predecessor, Michael Rogers. He might not have said he had the best job ever. So he was the first executive director of the Node Foundation. And he described the Node project in a documentary coming out today as there was so much drama. So check it out. At noon today, Honeypot, which some folks are calling the Netflix developers, is debuting our Node documentary. And you may have seen the other Honeypot documentaries on TypeScript and Kubernetes. So this has been in production for a long time. We're really excited. Just note, it ends at 2015. So this is sort of the historical documentary for drama. Drama. So today we're going to talk about how to minimize drama in open source communities. So OpenJS, we're really here to support not just Node.js and others, but we're really here to support you and all the folks in the JavaScript communities. We do love our projects, but there's so many that are interconnected with us and the people who use them. As you know, 99% of the world's websites use JavaScript. People use it whether they know it or not. NASA uses it for spacesuit solutions, so seriously mission critical work happening with JavaScript. All right, here we go. So let's just take a quick look at the projects that we host. We have Appium, we have Jest, again I mentioned Node. We have NVM, Express. Express has 29 million weekly downloads still. Node.js, 2 billion downloads last year. So some pretty big numbers and a lot of great community work happening. And of course, we couldn't operate with all the support from our members. They fund the foundation and they play an active role in our governance and our community programs. IBM, Joyent, Microsoft, the Sovereign Tech Fund, which is the German government. And yesterday, we were super excited that Hero Devs came on as a gold member. Yay, Hero Devs, woo! Yeah. Super excited. Thanks, gang. So let's talk about how do you neutralize drama in open source communities? Well, at OpenJS, we have a sort of a clear line in how we operate. So we separate the business side, which are the paid memberships, with the technical side. So no paying member has any influence whatsoever on the technical projects. Our cross-project council is like our technical oversight committee, and anybody can join. You don't have to be involved in a project at OpenJS, so if any of you are interested, you can participate there. And then as an umbrella organization, we're really designed to give a strong voice to our projects. Eduardo just did a great job of describing the governance around native scripts, so I don't need to really go further on that, so that will speed us up a little bit. But yeah, there's some just really wonderful collaboration happening. And speaking of collaboration, and because we're all JavaScripty, we don't call ourselves working groups, we call our working groups collab spaces. And it really is sort of a place to convene some of this great work. So again, you're all invited to join, but here are our collaboration spaces. We have one on open visualization, so you may not know that OpenJS hosts the WebGL libraries. We have DeckGL, VizGL, and a lot of cool work happening there. We're doing a ton on security. We've had grants from Alpha Omega, from the German government, and we're essentially taking all of the work from the OpenSSF and customizing it for JavaScript broadly. Working on package metadata interoperability, which is hugely important for a lot of our developers. And last but not least, a lot of great work happening in standards. Eduardo mentioned Winter CG. We have reps there. We have TC39, TC53 from ECMA, W3C, and even the Unicode Consortium, who standardizes emojis, which is kind of fun. And just people ask, so what do you do at OpenJS? There's all these great devs working in the communities. You might think of us as sort of like the product team at a traditional company, and we do everything beyond code. Stuff to really remove the friction of development. So think about legal, marketing, managing money, all of the IT infrastructure that powers everything that you use every day. And another cool thing about us is we're really fun. Yes, we love karaoke. Yes, we love to hang out at the beach after the conference. And so I really encourage you to join us and come participate in our community. And here we are, again, the Honeypot documentary ended at 2015. I'd like to say if there's a sequel, it would be very minimal drama. Node is on every laptop today. And as we like to say, is all the result of open governance and neutrality. So here you go. Come collaborate with us. And thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm super psyched to be here today. Thanks. And
I love this. You look amazing. Fantastic. I aspire to be that classy. All right, we have one more community keynote member. And don't worry, if you're like, I need more coffee, Alyssa, I'm not awake enough for this, there's gonna be a break. There's gonna be a break.
Good.
I'm great.
Okay.
Fantastic.
It's so nice to see new communities joining the community keynote. So again, thank you again for OpenJS to come and speak with us.
It's beautiful. we possibly...
I think we're on a little bit of a delay.
More
You didn't like any of our jokes.
What did Tide say to the beach, Michael? Long time no see. She just said I'm all washed up. Do not give her a louder laugh.
You know what?
Than you gave.
We're going over to the other side of the stage. Over here. Look at these faces here. Much happier faces.
Oh, they are.
Right?
Wait, why? Shh. Is it because the Angular team's in the front row and these are just happy community members?
At least they write the code.
Oh, all right. I think we're ready.
In the world of being on stage, there's some people who are on stage that are known by just one name. Madonna, Bono, that you just know by one name, right? So in the Angular community, we do have one of those. So from Hero Devs, somebody you may or may not have seen on this stage before, please welcome Frosty.
Hey, Alyssa, what's brown and sticky?
Tell me.
A stick. You're welcome. Okay. Y'all named me Frosty, by the way. I didn't call myself that. But I just want to clarify. I worked with a guy named after a snake before, and so I don't want to be in that category. Anyway, watching the community keynote's cool. I've been here. This is the 11th ng-conf, and I've been at all of them. And I remember watching everything that I just saw. I remember when they all started, right? I remember when NGRX started. I remember when NX started. I remember when native script was released. And it's cool to be here as part of the community keynote, and I'm proud of the entire community. Yeah. In 2018, we started Hero Devs as like a community-first team. And we started and we thought, hey, let's build a team of consultants out of all Angular GDEs. And that was our primary focus, was building a team of engineers, mostly out of GDEs. And since then, we've grown to be something quite different with over 600 enterprise and government customers around the world, and a team of about 75 plus people. And we even showed up on Inc.'s 5,000 fastest growing companies last year. What do we do though? When open source projects that are super popular, when they die, when they reach end of life, when they're sunset, we keep them going. For about 95% of the people in the community, you don't really care that we do that. But there's a couple people here that will know kind of the legal problems that some companies will get into when open source dies. And it's not something that I was generally aware of before we started Hero Devs and started selling never-ending support for the most popular open source libraries out there. But it's something that we've become really intimately familiar with ever since then. And we're experiencing quite a bit of growth on products. We started, our first product was Angular 1. Anyone still love Angular 1 in this room? Like, I still love Angular 1. I also, though, like, I've been on lots of podcasts. I actually still love jQuery, too. Anyone still love jQuery? Like, anyone still remember how rad that was? Yeah. So, a lot of these super rad, super popular frameworks have end of lives or versions that are no longer supported for security updates. And that is what Hero Devs provides to our customers and to their customers. And we've been growing really, really quickly. Most recently, Robin just announced that Hero Devs joined the OpenJS Foundation as a member, and we hope that that expands our ability to provide never-ending support for more products out into the community. Now, some of the products you see on this screen, these are what we offer today, but we're growing very, very quickly. By the end of 2024, this slide should have 100 different logos across it. But I wanted to share a message about what we do, because there's a real community side of what we do, and I think it's pretty cool. Wherever you see Hero Devs go, if you see us pop up on a new logo, I'm hoping to pop up on a couple logos with Robin in the next few months. When you see us go there, that means that hundreds of customers are now supported, but that also means that we're contributing hundreds, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars back to those same open source projects. With most of the projects we currently support, we are the top contributors back to those open source projects. So where you see Hero Devs go, we're funding the future of those projects, which has been really, really fun for us to do. And one of the things that we're trying to do to help the entire community is we're trying to redefine what end of life means. We're trying to help open source authors define what end of life means. I know a lot of us, we use libraries that are technically not marked as like deprecated. How many of you think you use a library that hasn't been committed to in like 8+ years? Yeah, it's most of us, unfortunately. Synopsys just released a report a few weeks ago that talked about 90% of us, 90% of commercial code bases having dependencies on libraries that haven't been updated in 6+ years. So even though that's not deprecated, I mean, that's essentially an end-of-life piece of software right there. And a lot of people get exposed through that dead but not deprecated motion. So Hero Devs is aiming to redefine what end of life means. We're going to be working with people like Robin at the OpenJS Foundation and hopefully with the Linux Foundation and a couple other foundations to come to a consensus on what end of life means in open source and begin to federate that definition out. And hopefully we'll start seeing it across many of our favorite projects. But it's our pleasure to give these contributions back to the community, to the authors, and to many of the wonderful people that you just saw on stage, to people like them, to help grow the future of open source. So that's what we do at Hero Devs. And if anyone wants to come say hi, learn a little bit more about what we do, come say hi. We're at the booth. Send us an email, hello@HeroDevs. Thank you.
You did great. All right, one more big round of applause for all of our community members that did the keynote.
Woo!
Hey.
This man made ng-conf possible. You watched him on stage for 7 years? Last year, a little bit. Yeah. So give it up again for Frosty.
Frosty! All right, before we break for caffeine, I have an issue we need to address. I've brought in one of our MCs, Laura, here to assist me. I am exhausted from being upstaged by this woman, Jessica.
Hey, it's not my fault your jokes aren't funny.
Oh!
All right.
So, Laura, would you please escort her?
It's very punny. Let's.
Alyssa, I believe that was a wonderful decision.
It is indeed. So I'm going to be escorting you.
What is this?
We're going to the room of reflection.
This is an actual real room.
Can we get a na going?
Where you can sit in a dark corner, facing the wall.
Goodbye.
And think about what you've done.
You're leaving. Why do you get a mic?
I'm being punished for being funny.
You're being permanently punished.
You need a bigger pool of jokes.
But no, seriously, Laura.
All right.
If speakers go over time,
quit resisting.
I'm going to have a room of reflection that I bring them to. So there is a real room. I believe it's haunted. So good luck.
This isn't an easy thing to get over.
Quit struggling.
So.
All right, go have some coffee.
Bootstrap her into an Uber.
Thank goodness that's taken care of. We've got a 10-minute break, and I'll see you soon.